With everyday expenses increasing and ideal job listings decreasing, you need something that will open the door to more possibilities. Perhaps that's an MBA. G'day, Ron here from ronaldosborne.org, where I help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve their version of success. Today, I will discuss with you, is an MBA worth it? I will utilize data and I will utilize my own personal experience to help form an opinion. Let's jump into it. You might be considering an MBA for two reasons. One, it's going to be increasing your salary at your current workplace, or number two, it increases your job prospecting opportunities. According to Wharton, an MBA will help increase your marketability and open the door to more job opportunities. However, you're not alone in thinking like this. There's currently over 250,000 students worldwide partaking in MBAs. Majority of those students are located in the States, so there's a lot of competition in the MBA world. When I was going through my MBA, majority of individuals were in the classroom because they wanted a boost to their salary. They didn't necessarily want to change jobs, they just wanted to go to their boss and say, hey, pay me more. So does being an MBA graduate increase the probability that you're going to get a salary boost? Let's find out. According to the Ladder's 100K Club, the answer is yes. The majority of individuals that partake in an MBA will see a salary increase regardless of the industry. According to the Ladder's Club, individuals that are consultants working in the food, beverage and tobacco industry benefit the most from having an MBA. On average, their salary increases by over 50%, while individuals in the private equity, investment management, and tech fields on average notice an increase of 40% in their salary. While those are some drastic increases for some industries, it doesn't spread across to everyone. Individuals in the law field only noticed an increase in their salary by 9%. People that also worked for the government didn't notice that much of an increase, only 16%. So do I think that the MBA increased my salary? Yes and no. My story is a little bit different. I had a telecommunications company, I had 27 employees, and I was already doing millions of dollars each year in revenue. The MBA just helped solidify my stance in business. It helped me understand and put different measures in place that would help me more accurately and appropriately grow and sustain my business. I don't necessarily have any data that I can utilize to quantify and say that yes, my salary increase was because of my MBA. However, I can say that I utilized some of the knowledge gained from it, especially when it came to hiring individuals. You should want to make sure that your MBA is going to get a return on investment, especially if on average in the States, MBAs cost over $100,000. It's vital that you ensure that you get a return on that money. So in my eyes, is an MBA worth it? I gained a lot of insightful knowledge from my MBA. I met a lot of wonderful people and it really did help expand my knowledge and my connections. I received my degree from the Australian Institute of Business, or AIB, which cost me around about $35,000 for the degree. So did the MBA make me a business guru? Was I able to go away and implement all of these financial strategies and different business models? No, it didn't. It just helped round off some of the edges that I had, especially when it came to HR. My eyes were really opened. I approached hiring individuals quite differently than I should have approached it. So that was where I gained the most amount of knowledge from my MBA. My MBA specialized in finance. However, I don't want to necessarily go and do a job that partakes in finance. I enjoy utilizing my financial experience from my MBA to then put that into financial models and help me purchase stocks and shares and evaluate other companies. The finance aspect of my degree helped me understand the financial health of my business, how I was performing and where I could improve. So would I invest in an MBA if I knew what I did now? The answer is no. I would not invest in an MBA. Now the reason for that is that I'm my own boss. Ever since I left the military, I've worked with my own companies, I've created my own shows and ran my own organizations. My last employer was the Australian Army. However, if I was in the corporate world, I would have to consider having the MBA. If I knew that I was going to stay in the corporate world for my entire life and continue to climb the ladder and reach being an executive, yes, I think the MBA is worth it and I would take. However, I would not partake in an MBA if I had any inkling that I was going to start my own business in the future. The reason for that is $100,000 or more is a lot to invest in your own business endeavor. I've learned more from business experience than anything I've gained in a classroom. So it's vitally important that you make sure with yourself that it's a wise investment. If you're going to stay in the corporate world, then an MBA is probably worthwhile doing. However, if you do have intentions in the future of starting your own business, I wouldn't partake in one. Majority of the MBA information can be found online. If your thirst is for knowledge and not for the piece of paper, then definitely do not invest $100,000. Go online, go to Google, and start watching some videos on YouTube. To be completely honest, I learned most of my difficult subjects from a guy on YouTube. An MBA, like all universities, they do not hold your hand, they do not walk you through it. They expect you to go away and learn it yourself. So if you only want to work on the knowledge side of it, I would just go away and watch some YouTube videos or invest in a couple of great books. This is what I would do if I had my time over again. I'd take out a couple of $1,000 and I would reach out to all of the professors at AIB. I would say, hey, this is my circumstance. Can you help me in these areas? Chances are they're going to respond to you and say, yes, I would be more than happy to sit down on a Zoom meeting with you for a couple of hours to walk you through something, especially if you're paying them a couple of hundreds of dollars. The reason I would do this is because you'll get one-on-one time with these individuals, and that is going to be profoundly more impactful than them lecturing you in a classroom and then you having to go away and find it all out yourself. When I work with people one-on-one, that is profoundly more impactful than when someone watches a course of mine, because I get to listen to their problems. There were areas of finance that I didn't understand, especially when it came to portfolio management. Thankfully, I had a brilliant professor that went out of his way to work with me one-on-one for a couple of hours. That was what I needed. That was what it took for me to understand the subject. So if an MBA is worth it to you, you need to make sure you're thinking about your end goal and where you would like to be in 10 years' time, because ultimately that will determine if you need an MBA or not, and if it's worth it for you or not.